Good evening, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. I'm sure that many of you are feeling the same way that I am today, which is so happy to say goodbye to 2020 and bring in the new year. This has been a very difficult year for all of us in many, many ways, and I'm just ready for a fresh start. I'm ready to say goodbye to people, places, things, clothing, and also perfumes that are no longer serving me. So today I have a little perfume declutter for you. This is an out with the old, in with the new. So some of these perfumes I've had for quite a long time and they were not blind purchases. Some of them were blind purchases that are just no longer working out for me. And I have some incredible fragrances coming in the mail, you guys. And I just don't see any point in holding on to perfumes that I'm forcing myself to like, or that just aren't a 10 out of 10. So yeah, without too much further ado, let's get started. And before we get started, if you haven't already, please head on down and hit the subscribe button. Make sure that your notification bell is also turned on so you don't miss any of my videos. And now let's get started. Okay guys, so before we get started, I'll just share with you as usual the candle that I'm burning. And this one is called Marshmallow Fireside from Bath & Body Works. I'm sure everybody out there has smelled Marshmallow Fireside. It's such a beautiful candle. It smells literally like you're sitting in front of a campfire or a fireplace, and it also smells a little bit like marshmallows. It's a little bit sweet and woody, and it's just so beautiful. It's been one of my favorite winter candles from Bath & Body Works for many years, and I also really like the look of the label that they actually came out with this year. Also, before we begin, my nail polish color is The Devil Wears Nada from Sally Hansen. I absolutely love this color. This used to be like my signature nail polish color, and then I kind of got away from it, and I'm really happy that I brought it back. So it's really pretty. The only thing is a couple of them have chipped, so I had to repaint them. So just excuse that. And of course, I'm also sipping on some coffee in my wonderful Christmas tree mug because the season is almost over, and you guys, I'm not holding on to it for a moment longer than I have to. As soon as the new year rolls around, goodbye 2020, goodbye Christmas, goodbye. I cannot wait to say goodbye to this whole year. Okay guys, so the very first fragrance that I'm going to be letting go of, this probably won't come as a surprise to you guys, this is Mac Terquatic. I haven't had this in my collection for very long. This is actually fairly new, and this was a blind purchase. I basically blind purchased 3 Mac fragrances, the Velvet Teddy, the Creme de Nude, and this one. And this is my least favorite of the 3, probably because I don't like citrus scents all that much to begin with. It's just not my favorite fragrance family. But this one also is just not one of my favorite citruses to begin with. I only have a handful of summery citrus fragrances. Chloe Nomad, Chanel Chanso Fresh, Le Petit Robe Noir Eau Fraiche. What else do I have that's summery and fresh? Oh, Cali Citrus 08. So if I was gonna pick a citrusy summer fragrance, it won't be this one. I just like the other ones so much more than this one. And I do like the packaging. I have to say I'm really digging the packaging right now. I'm really liking the way this looks on camera, and part of me wants to have it because it's like nostalgic and everybody knows Mac Terquatic, but I just have to be really honest. To me, it just smells very basic citrusy shampoo. It's not that special. It doesn't have great performance. And just to be honest, I do much prefer my other fragrances. Yeah, I like it, but I don't like it enough to keep it in my collection. And yeah, I just know somebody else out there will probably love this more than I do. So that is going to be the first one to hit our chopping block, is Mac Terquatic. Okay, and the second one that I've decided to let go of is my Olympia Intense. This is a little bit disappointing for me because if you guys saw one of my perfume hauls about, I think it was like 2 months ago, I blind purchased 5 perfumes from a discount website, and this was one of them, and every single one turned out to be a fail, or one that I didn't keep. It's a little disappointing for me, but it's just a reminder for me that going into 2021, I want to make sure I'm not blind buying as many perfumes. I want to get more samples and more decants and go into stores and smell them in person, because it's just super disappointing when you try to keep fragrances and try to love them and you end up not loving them. So that's kind of the moral of this whole video, actually. Most of these were blind purchases that I ended up not loving. But this is Olympia Intense, as I said. The only reason I'm getting rid of this one is because I do prefer the original Olympia. This is a beautiful fragrance. This is a salty amber vanilla, I believe. Salty amber vanilla. This is just very sweet. It's very, very sweet and really heavy on like the ambery vanilla. The original one had a little bit of ginger. It was a little fresher. It had a lot more of that salt accord, which is what I really fell in love with the Olympia. This one for me is just a little bit more, it's almost too heavy for me. It's almost too cloying. I just prefer the original. That's all there is to it. So if I'm ever choosing between this one and the original, this one and the original, I will always pick the original. And I don't want to hold on to this one because I have other fragrances in my nighttime arsenal that I just like better than this one. So I know somebody else out there will get a lot more love out of this bottle than me. And yeah, that's our second one. Okay, and the third one I'm going to be letting go of, and you guys are probably going to think I'm absolutely nuts. This is one that I used to own about a year ago. I decluttered it because I thought that it was too similar to Hypnotic Poison, and I really like Hypnotic Poison. Hypnotic Poison also has better performance than this one. And then when I saw this on a discount, I decided to bring it back into my collection because I missed this one. However, now that I have it back, I do not reach for it ever. I just have so many other vanilla fragrances that I prefer more than this one that have better performance. So this is a beautiful tea. I think there's tea, rice powder, and obviously vanilla. It's so pretty, you guys. It's really, really pretty. I just never ever want to wear this anymore. I feel like maybe I'm just over it. I had this in my collection for a really long time. I also hate the bottle. I think I've told you guys, I really hate the bottle because it takes up so much room and it's really tall and bulky and it doesn't fit nicely on any of my shelves. I'm not into the bottle. Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of sad, but I really should have learned my lesson the first time and I just never should have brought it back into my collection. Tell me down below if you guys have done the same thing. Decluttered a perfume, bought it back, and decluttered it again. Like, I just need to learn my lesson the first time. I got rid of it for a reason. Don't bring it back. And the fourth one that I'm going to be letting go of, you can see my super chic pink sweatshirt that I'm wearing as well in the label. This is Tom Ford Velvet Orchid Lumiere. So this one is also brand spanking new to my collection, and I do feel a little bit annoyed that I'm letting go of it because I spent money on it and I blind purchased it and it was not cheap. The issue with this one, this is actually a really nice kind of a boozy, floral, powdery evening scent. It does have a little bit of a powderiness to it, and I love the bottle. It's absolutely stunning, and I think this is a very nice fragrance, but the issue that I have with this one is that I don't really love it by itself. I only like this one if I layer it with Tom Ford Noir Parfum, because I feel that this one is missing like a little bit of a sweetness. It's missing that something that would have made it amazing for me. It's just missing that. And I recently actually had the chance to smell again Black Orchid and Black Orchid Eau de Toilette. And I kind of realized, I was like, maybe Black Orchid was the one I should have gone with because that one had a little bit of a sweetness to it. It just was more like full-bodied and well-rounded, where this one I feel like is just very, very powdery. And I don't know, there's just something about it I don't absolutely love, and I don't want to have to layer this in order to like it. So I know some of you are going to think I'm absolutely nuts because I literally just got this, but I'm kind of forcing myself to like it, and it is a nice fragrance. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that when I have perfumes in my collection like Noir Parfum and all of these, like, and Van Cleef & Arpels Bois Doré, like these boozy, delicious, smoky, nighttime fragrances that I just absolutely love, why am I going to hold on to one that I'm trying to force myself to like? That just doesn't make any sense to me. So as much as I think this is really a nice scent and I love the bottle and I do like how it smells when I layer it with another perfume, I just don't want to hold on to it for that reason. So I know somebody else out there will love this a lot more than I do, and I also have some amazing perfumes coming in the mail, you guys, that are going to knock this one out of the water. So I just have to let it go because it's a new year. Okay, and the last one on my chopping block today is Valentino Voce Viva. I have shared my thoughts on this fragrance with you guys many times already. This is actually a really nice scent. I honestly cannot fault it. It's a really nice grab and go, fruity floral vanilla with a little bit of ginger in the opening. I believe it's ginger that they have. There's a little bit of a subtle spiciness, like a fresh spiciness to the opening, and then it's kind of just like your basic vanilla floral. It's pretty, it's kind of sexy, it's feminine. It would just be a great, easy grab and go for the daytime. The issue that I have with this is that, like I've told you guys before, Number one, the performance isn't phenomenal. So even if it was a really nice grab and go floral, I at least want it to have some good performance. Like Miss Dior has great performance. And this one for me is just a little bit unimpressive. It's a little bit basic. It's a little bit generic. It kind of falls under the same category for me as like Dahlia Divine, which there's nothing wrong with Dahlia Divine from Givenchy. That's also a beautiful floral scent. But like I say, they're just kind of, they don't wow me. They're not special. Like every time I go and smell it, and this wasn't a blind buy either. This was one that I smelled numerous times in the store before finally buying it. And I think I bought it out of desperation because I don't live anywhere near like a high-end boutique, so I really had not very many options available to myself, and so this was one of the only like new releases, the new kind of cool thing that was out, and I kind of just like impulsively purchased it and shouldn't have. I also really like the bottle. It's a beautiful bottle, kind of resembles Baccarat Rouge, and the scent is pretty. I wish I liked it. Like I wish I liked it more than I do. It's a very pretty scent, but I don't know if you guys watch Yana from The Scented. I actually saw her video she just uploaded, and she was talking about how she felt this was also a miss for this year. Like it wasn't a hit for her, and I can understand. Like it's a nice scent, but it's just, I don't know. To me, it just is a little too generic, and also because the performance isn't great. At least if it was bold and projected and had good performance, I might be able to justify keeping it. So yeah, so I know somebody else out there will get better use out of this than I will as well. And that is the last one that I'm letting go of today. So that was it for today's little out with the old, in with the new perfume declutter. If you watched this video, consider yourself tagged. I would love to see your out with the old, in with the new perfume declutter. Or if you want, just let me know down below which fragrances you're thinking of letting go of. And if you have anything exciting and new coming for 2021, I'm really excited to hear your guys' thoughts. I hope everybody has a safe and happy New Year's Eve, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye for now.